What's the best business advice you have ever gotten?
Let me think about that. Plan ahead.
Today, we are here for a quick Q&A round with Simon Guidecoq, who is the CEO of Asia Pacific at Healy Consultants. He sits at our Singapore office. Welcome, Simon.
Thank you, Sharib.
Are you ready for the Q&A session?
Am I?
All right, let's get started. So, what is your professional background prior to starting with Healy Consultants?
Sure. So, I initially taught at the University of Grenoble in the southeast of France. And in 2012, I relocated to Singapore to take a position with the French embassy in Singapore. I was working for the regional head economic services for Southeast Asia. And lastly, I worked there for 2 years, and then I took a position initially as econ writer with Healy Consultants Group PLC.
What do you love most about your role?
Well, that's very diverse. As I said, one day I'm assisting a CEO to register a company inside Turkmenistan. The next day I'm working with the HR department to recruit additional staff members. The following day I'm discussing with our group financial controller regarding some renewal invoices that we're sending to our clients. So it's very diverse and broad scope of work. Not one day is similar to the previous day.
Can you name one of the most interesting things that you have learned in this role?
Well, I would say it's the human factor. We're in a job where it's very important to understand that staff members, suppliers, clients are humans. Basically, all of us have their strengths and weaknesses, and my job as a manager is to assist our staff to do what they do best, while basically finding people who are complementary to do or to train them in the area where they could do better.
How did Healy Consultants navigate 2 years of lockdown and closed economies brought on by COVID?
Surprisingly well. Our company has actually managed to navigate through the COVID situation well, both in terms of our clients who probably prefer to work with a consultant such as us, who do not require them to travel to complete business setup in one country, but also with our staff. I was initially a bit concerned about the mandatory work from home that the Singapore government implemented in Singapore. But in the end, I must say that I was very positively surprised by the ability of our staff of providing high quality services from their home.
What is the very first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word business?
Business, I would say probably CEO. When, for example, a business is contacting us, as much as possible, I try to get in touch with the decision makers, which are usually the directors, the managers, and so on.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Well, it's probably something you want to ask one of my colleagues to do, but I would say detail-oriented, risk-adverse, which can be a positive or a negative thing depending on the situation, and demanding with staff, but at the same time understanding.
Who inspires you and why?
Who inspire me? I would say basically all my colleagues, the management team, everybody working at Healy Consultants, I think is doing a fair job. And that's basically very inspiring for me on a day-to-day basis.
And what's your favorite app and website that you visit every day?
My favorite ad or website, I would say I go frequently on YouTube to watch shows which can be about French politics, music, history, economics.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how cool are you?
7.
What message would you like to give to your potential clients that may be watching this video?
Choose us. We are the best at what we do.
All right. Thank you for your time, Simon.
You're welcome, Sharib. Thank you very much.